I'm still alive, and today I want to talk about some of my favorite childhood movies. I've made videos in the past about books and TV shows, and this seems like the obvious next step, so let's go! So immediately when I thought of this, my mind went to The Princess Bride. This one was never my absolute favorite or anything, but I know we both really loved it. My brother Nate and I both memorized the dialogue and choreography of the main fight scene and would just do it over and over again. I think this movie was another big influence in why I just love medieval stuff, and actually that reminded me of something. So I work with swords pretty regularly in my job, and we have this one sword that we sell that looks like almost exactly like Indigo's sword. When I first held it, I was so excited and all those fun memories just came flooding back. So the next movie that immediately came to mind was The Road to El Dorado. It's pretty underrated, and I think it's very similar to a lot of Renaissance-era Disney movies. Now this might come as a surprise, but I'm a sucker for duos, and I just love Miguel and Tulio's dynamic in this. And also, the songs are pretty amazing too. This movie's just a good time overall, and if you haven't seen it in a while, I definitely recommend giving it a rewatch. Now I'm 2 movies in now, and I feel like I have to acknowledge a few big franchises here. I mostly wanted to highlight a few standalone movies, but yes, I have to talk about Star Wars. Our parents showed us the original trilogy first, and we loved it so much. It's pretty close for me, but I think I love The Empire Strikes Back the most, simply because of the AT-AT walkers. We were so happy when our parents told us there were more movies and showed us the prequels, and we've loved them since before it was cool. Also, Harry Potter, we've loved both the books and the movies. And also, like, everything Pixar. Nate, you seriously used to watch Cars every single day. A little more recently, but also Marvel. I think we saw the original Avengers first. And I always loved the Captain America movies in particular. Also, Disney Studios and DreamWorks movies are also great. Okay, back to some specifics, but I just had to acknowledge these absolute titans. I think the first real action movie I ever watched was National Treasure, and to be honest, I've given it a rewatch since, and it still holds up. Nate and I are both big history buffs, and this movie really catered to that side of us. I love the individual puzzles and the way the 2 different groups took cracks at them. For me, this movie has it all. A compelling main character, a funny but useful sidekick, a fairly good love story, a cutting villain, an amazing soundtrack, and a well-researched plot. Actually, if you just take a calculating villain, a good soundtrack, and a loyal duo, then I am happy. I know I've already mentioned DreamWorks, but I just have to acknowledge How to Train Your Dragon. All of these movies are so good, but I am partial to the first one. We also both love the TV show Race to the Edge. It wasn't too popular, and I'm not even sure if it's still canon, but we both just really enjoyed it. And what's this? A duo, a good soundtrack, and some cunning villains? But yes, I do truly love these movies, and I was really happy that they were able to kind of grow up with their audience. Also, I think it was cool how they were able to recontextualize dragons from being villains to friends, both in and out of the movie. Now, there are probably so many movies that I'm forgetting or just leaving out because they're part of a bigger company or franchise. For example, Madagascar series, Kung Fu Panda, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, Brave, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Aladdin, The Lion King, WALL-E, The Little Mermaid, Toy Story, Monsters Inc., and just so many more. So Nate, I'm leaving it to you to correct me on what you think I missed. After all, you were there for all of this. Nate, I'll see you when you arrive here in, I think, a few minutes. I forgot about Jumanji.